Hello, colleagues. We are about to start our fourth conference day. 3 days are already behind and 6 more sessions are up front. And today on the stage are Veronika Anisimkova with overview of demanded tech skills. Then we'll have session with Laura and Fabrizio who will discuss changes of BA role, new responsibilities, new skills, positioning, and so on. So, ending this conference day, our colleagues Pavel Pivosh, Ted Whale, Iolanta Mamat, Dmitro Lazovitsky, and Jan Mazurik conduct roundtable discussing expectations toward BAs from tech lead, delivery manager, client, and understanding of BA role by BAs by themselves. So ask your question, engage, and enjoy. Thank you for being turned on, and let's start this conference day. So see you.
Hey, hello, colleagues. I'm so glad to see you all
Hello.
here. Hello, Veronica.
Hello,
Um,
Natalia.
I'm glad to see you all here and would like to thank you for finding the time to join us today. It's the fourth day already for our BA Excellence Conference that is conducted by the global BA community, and our current speaker is Veronika Anisimkova with the topic, very interesting and exciting one, Mentor's View. Tech skills, pivoting, BA advancement. Just a couple of organization remarks before we launch on our interesting journey with Veronika. Just a reminder that this session is going to be recorded, like all the other talks of the conference, and in about a week, all the recordings will be shared with the conference participants. And also, feel free to post your questions in the chat, and don't forget to rate the talk of the speaker on We Are Community platform if you enjoy the talk. So now it's high time to get to know our speaker, Veronika. Please tell me, I know that you have quite a long and interesting journey ahead of you. Tell me, where did it all begin?
So I'm so glad to see you, and hello everyone, and kick off this fourth day of the conference. It's awesome. It's awesome and responsibility for me. So for my journey, looking back, I'm shocked that it's already been 10 years. I'm started at eGov domain, and over time I changed different rules. Developer, tester, cyber security specialist, tech writer, and in the end, I got a BA role. For me, the most meaningful is the role is being fully involved in the whole process. It's about you are not just joining it, your activity started it. And its job grabbed me, and I wanted to keep getting better in it. I dealt with the legal aspects of the customs clearance domain, and then complex banking systems. At the beginning, it was challenging to grab everything, and right now, I'm enhancing the app by integrating digital financial assets and smart contracts. It's going to be a game changer.
That's great and interesting, really. I noticed also in your profile that you mentor analysts. How did you become a mentor? Can you share with us?
It's a good question because being mentor, it's wasn't on my bucket list. It's just happened naturally. I gained in financial domain, and after that, students and aspiring analysts started me ask for help. Then my colleagues joining, and over time, I became involved in mentoring with my company. I
We can hear you. Yeah, yeah. All good.
I hear echo.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all. It's my way how I can slowly start in mentoring.
That's great. And have you spoken publicly before?
Yes, I've had a presentation before. Now I talk a lot about technical skills and continue to talk about this topic today.
That's great. So I think it's high time for us to get started.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's get started. So I switch my presentation. So, um, yeah, let's get started. Picture this: a sunlight office, the rhythmic tapping of keyboards, and young specialist, our mentee, eagerly absorbing knowledge. Today, I invite you to step into my shoes. Together, I'll explore a journey that mirrors the expertise of other BAs. Along the way, we'll discuss trends and unravel common challenges I observed in training BAs. Let's kick off with some statistics. Back in 2018, and we see 10 key skills were highlighted for in place. And of course, analytical thinking is top of the list. Fast forward to 2023, we spot a new category, technological literacy. And it's not just stepped, but became the third fast growing key skill. At the same time, system thinking, artificial intelligence, and big data climbed up the ranking, making it into the top 10 skills on the rise. Diving deeper into the report, we can see the technological literacy is in the spotlight. It's not totally new, instead, more employees than ever are tech savvy, making the difference between the digital sharks and the rest. So, what does this mean for us? That the industry is rising the bar. Expectation for the level of technological literacy among analysts should be elevated. Because BAs are the ones who solve business needs by understanding the domain and its changes, and including technological ones. Now let's get down to the subject, right? So everyone starts somewhere. Each of us takes the first steps in our education, career, business. And today I'd like to share with you the case of my way as mentor. Please welcome the hero of today's presentation, my mentee. To avoid any real-world confusion, let's call him Mike. Our mentoring journey began 2 years ago. So Mike had a solid CV, and check out what he had on it. Took BA core courses and management, had some experience with BA techniques with such user story and acceptance criteria, and a little bit use cases, and used modeling business processes. Although not BA specific, Mike's previous role involved working with clients and payment field. And additional expertise, familiar with task tracking tool, documentation software, and CAP, understanding of website layout, and the strong soft skill set. I'm curious about one thing. Imagine you sipping coffee 5 years ago and you've got Mike's CV in front of you. If you inspect his skill set. What position, junior or middle level, was he qualified for? Please share your answers in the chat. So Mike joined an international company, complete onboarding, and began working on project. But fate had other plans. Just 2 weeks ago, the customer backed out. The feedback from PO was disappointing. The deadlines are tight, and there's not time to spoon feed the basics. Mike and I had to do some work and figure out what's went wrong. After diving deeper, we discovered that Mike's new task involved creating a new business process. He was puzzled by how the front end and back end services interacted in it. Honestly, I'm not sure even an expertise BA wouldn't have failed in Mike's shoes. What's happened next? Mike has got a second chance and joined a new team, but with the same customer. During the probation period, he was given a new task. Mike had to break it into smaller parts, make mockups, understand how data was used, exchanged, and stored, and document all requirements for user interface and functionality. He aimed to improve at least 50% of the requirements with the customer and the deadline. That means could to deliver the feature to use on time, so Mike could hope for good feedback. With 1 month already passed and 2 months more to go. So Mike had 3 options to get the missing knowledge: commercial courses, mini trainings, and mentoring. Each of these had pros and cons. For Mike, the priority was obtaining targeted knowledge within a limited time frame. And courses and trainings offered in-depth theoretical insights, but their practical application often different from real-world projects. Mike needs to close the relevant knowledge gap here and now, put it into practice immediately, and get expert quick feedback. And mentorship solved all. Only one thing: he had to count on the experience a particular expert. And must admit, I was afraid of letting Mike down. I complete least knowledge, some kind of roadmap to success. And here is this key insight I came to. Mike used to work on previous project where the system was a small website consisting HTML and CSS, web pages, and web server storing thus. And as is, he doesn't have enough outlook and understanding of what other system they are. And then Mike got a new project, which includes 3 types of front end: mobile app, web app, and PWA. They were written in different languages and had distinct UI features. Mike and I research each client app, making tablets with tag details, and this systematic approach gave us a good overview of client-server architecture and understanding of the front-end nuances. Mike found the backend more challenging. It was a layered application architecture. Layers 1 and 2 used microservices, and layer 3 legacy systems. For Mike, understanding the common patterns like layering, microservices, and monolith would help him grasp why such a solution is built and how it functions together. I'm fun microservices as each one handles specific things independently. For example, there is microservice for content. For example, pics, text, videos, movies, banners, as of products, for example, cards and accounts, and yet another for payments. And you can have many such microservices, but each one is related to a specific business function. Mike used database in his project to understand how they work. Why should create local databases from microservices and then export data to central storage? Why some data remains stored in unstructured form, and how data caching? Since there are so many types of database management system, DBMC, Mike took the popular apps he used every day, like a TikTok and Stripe, and started the practical application of other DBMCs. I find it interesting when job posting mentions SQL requirements. Knowing SQL doesn't automatically mean understanding what a database is. Data modeling, it's like a special kind of art. Why I'm talking about data modeling separately from data storage? Because knowing how data is stored and determining how to store it yourself are not the same. Take Mike. He got a lot of information and real work project example on how database work. The hardness part was figuring out which data to use. And Mike thought about how to identify entities from the domain and base in the storage. And at the moment, I believe the sowing the seed of understanding in object-oriented approach, which is often difficult for analytics. So Mike understood all the components and the backend and how to use the connect those. Mike's journey wrapped up with dive into integration types, RPC, GraphQL, SOAP, and REST API. Formats for Exchange, JSON and XML. And next step, we decided to do this in practice. By working with tools, Postman for APIs, and Kafka as the asynchronous way for exchange. Why? Because this kind of field study is here the real action happen. Theoretical stuff can be dull, but nothing beats hands-on exploration, where you can play around and see the technological in action. So, here Mike's and I dashboard where we keep track on knowledge and useful stuff. It's broken down by topics, but it's a bit hectic and it reflects our hard work. I know we cannot cover everything about technical skills in just 20 minutes. And so I made one pager for you, update some useful links and make available to everyone. Hope this help you to see how to use technical skills practically and get more hands-on knowledge. We completed this learning way, but how could we measure Mike's progress? It's easy enough to just ask him this question. What happened when you click a button on your website? Now rewind the tape. Remember the starting points of his learning path. So if Mike nails the answer, then the whole journey was a success. I think it's high five all around. These 5 fundamentals are must of BAs in 2024. They form the bedrock of everyday applications. However, additional knowledge requirements may vary depending on the domain. Fintech, healthcare, customs clearance, business types B2B, B2C, B2G, and the company's willingness to adapt emerging technologies. Since then, I have trained several analysts, each with a unique story. So this experience, I've identified challenges inherent in the process of training. And the first, we noticed projects are getting faster with tighter deadlines as the company tried to keep up with faster moving trends. For analysts, this means that newcomers have less time to catch up, especially when working with complex systems. Mike was in the same boat, and unfortunately, the company didn't have time for training. The second point, companies expect new hires to arrive with a strong BA core, backed by practical skills. They won't need much time to get them up to speed. These trends allow little room for mistakes. Nobody will wait while you learn to write user stories and formulate emails to clients. That's why analysts must put their theoretical knowledge into practice. And if you have such an opportunity, train new approaches and techniques on your current projects. And the last, data management and integrations are not just theoretical skills. You can read all of you want about it, but you've got to see them its action on a real project. That's exactly what middle-level analysts are facing today. When they hop onto new projects, they often lack the necessary practical tech skills. And I return you to point 2. If you already have a project, train on it. Train and taking the challenge and design service on your current product from scratch for training, but you will go through all the stages on this design and understand it more technical nuances than after reading many books. So let's be honest here. Let's remember Mike's old CV. What are his chances getting a good high-paying job now? Unfortunately, with his old CV and skill set, but in current relatives, Mike would only quality and qualify for junior position, since mine have been different 5 years ago. The technical skills I shared are what analysts need to know these days. It's just common stuff now. You start figuring out where clients' wishes can actually happen and where it's like suggesting building a spaceship. It's just not gonna fly with the tech team. When you know how things are made technically and practically, and you feel more sure in your vision because you really get what's being talking about. Technology is just a part of everyday life now across all professions. That's why BAs need to stay one step ahead. The solution to really on every day start with us. And let's get back to our hero. 2 months later, Mike finalized the requirements. All the customer was initially careful about Mike's level activity, and they continued to work with him. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope you find our today conversation useful. Follow me and LinkedIn, send your questions, and we have time for questions.
Yeah, about a couple, 2-3 minutes. I think that we can cover one or maybe a couple of them. So let's start with one of the questions from audience that I think worries all of us, actually. And what do you think? So the question is, what do you think about AI as a core skill for a business analyst?
So good question. So I have 3 options in my answer. First of all, AI is innovation. And in the reality, small percentage of businesses have the resources and willing to use AI. It's cool skill, and I would recommend getting it. But learning a new skill from scratch because it's innovation, and considering it basic for all business analysts for everyday work, it's not the same. And I think we can look at the trend. 5 years ago, technological literacy not considered a separate category of all core skills. Now it is. And I even say more in many ways it appeared because of AI. And it's very possible, I think, that in other 5 years, AI will become part of technological literacy or will be singled out as separated technological core skill.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the answer. I think in case we have a couple of more questions, but unfortunately not enough time to answer them. So please, just a reminder for everyone who is now listening to us that you can leave your questions in the Q&A session, and we will prepare some follow-up with Veronica, where she will for sure answer all of your questions, give your feedback also to her. She will be happy, of course. And so, thank you so much, Veronica. It was really interesting, inspiring to hear about your story and your expertise in this matter. And I believe, I hope that it has inspired more people than just me. But thank you, so a personal thank you from me.
Oh,
And so,
thank you.
yeah, the next talk by Fabricio Laguna and Laura Brandenburg with the topic BA job function transformation, new skills, new responsibilities will start shortly. Please stay tuned, stay with us, and wishing you a nice day, Veronica. Thanks for being with us.
Have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.